And give Jen just a few minutes to announce what this means for KW Westfield.
Okay, so we are launching Transcend Transactions. So my teams, many of you have worked with us before, whether you've employed us in our services or been on the other side of a transaction with us. So we're now offering our services market center wide. These are my lovely assistants that work for me. And one of the awesome things is that okay, so Carla is going to be the first person to help with your transactions. So if you sign on with us now, Carla is going to be helping with your transactions and helping you make things move forward. Do I click the thing? Yeah. Okay, so just some slides that tell you what we do for the buyer. If you've worked with us before, you know that pretty much you just turn everything over to us. Once your buyer is under contract, we even write offers and addenda for you. So we will take care of everything to make sure that you have a smooth settlement process. With listings, as soon as you have a listing agreement signed, we'll get everything on the MLS for you. We'll open escrow with title. We'll take care of setting up showing time, everything, so that you can be out doing the things that make you more money and filling your pipeline with more transactions. So we have intake sheets. This is all going to be launching on the KW Westfield website. And you can reach out to me for more details. So we have transaction software that will help you to track all of your transactions. You'll just fill out intake sheets in there so that we have all the information we need to make the process as smooth and easy as possible. So the cost for each transaction, a buyer or seller, is $400 plus. With each transaction you do with us, you get a marketing package. So we will give you social media posts to go along with your either listing or with your buyer. So you'll get social media posts that you can post and share, flyers for your house. So we'll be doing all of that. And again, like I said, we write the offers for you and any addendums that you need. And that does not change the price. So we've been open for business, but now we're really open for business. So I'm here to help every single day from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And many of the faces in here can attest that it's usually a lot later than that. Like can't stop, won't stop, never stop working. So we're here to help you. We're here to help you grow your business. We're here to help take your business to the next level. And we're just really excited. So thanks.
Awesome. Thanks, Jen. For our events panel, we're going to talk about the hidden value of events. If you've hung out with any of these individuals, you know that they like to party, especially this one, Sid. So
Back to you, because
we're going to dive right into it. But first, just introduce yourselves. Maybe just talk about really quick who you are and the size of your business or the size of the team that you support.
Hi, I'm Josh Barrett, and I'm sitting next to Mayor Sid Limon. Just kidding. No one. I wrote down some of my answers to help me remember and say the right things. But I'm on Peter Mokel Real Estate Group. I'm the director of ops, and we did about 2 million in GCI last year, which is like we're going to do 2 million this year, which is like 200-ish units, something like that.
I'm Sid Limon. I'm a solo agent. I'll be an agent. It'll be 2 years in August. So a little bit on the newer side. And I did 11 last year and hoping to do more this year. So yeah. 40. Yeah.
Okay. Susie Clyde. I'm a solo agent and I did 20 million in closed business last year, which was my highest year. Thank you, Jasmine, for pushing me hard last year. And yeah. I just have a transaction coordinator. That's me and my team, and I love it. We run lean and mean.
I'm Caitlin Slater. I'm the marketing director for Red Sign Team. And we have 22 agents, 7 admin, and we did 361 last year.
Awesome. So let's just talk about why do events? Why spend money? Why shell money out to do events? And I think, Josh, if you actually want to break this down.
Yeah, this was my why. So
This is the 7 habits of, the 7 habits of highly effective, no, 7 levels of communication. If you ever read this book, this is really good. I'm making my marketing intern read it. This is really good. But it talks about all of the different levels and the impact that they actually have. And so if you notice one-on-one meetings, which is basically appointments, we're always pushing for appointments as real estate agents and in the real estate industry. But the next level is events and seminars. Like aside from appointments, this is pretty much top dollar that you can spend in terms of impact on your clients, them knowing who you are, what you do, and why you do it. And so, events are partly because our agents are super lazy and they don't get face-to-face. So then we have to shell out for events, just kidding.
So it sounds like it's just one of the best ways to be able to connect and build that relationship with your people. Awesome. So did you want to add to that? Okay. So I actually want to maybe just start with you guys going through some of the events you've done in the past and what those have looked like. So Sid.
Okay, so Halloween, the bottom, okay, anyone who knows me knows I love Halloween. This would be my suggestion. Find something you're passionate about and do an event around that. All of my clients know I love Halloween. This event was completely free. It's that bottom left one over there. Can't really see, it was on. So we also have a party bus. So when Shoni says I like the party, he's not joking. So I have the party bus and I love Halloween. So I opened my home up. It was for a Halloween Eve open house because every square inch of my house is covered in Halloween. So my clients came over, they walked through the house, and then my husband took them on a ride in the party bus. Completely free. I had people come from Spanish Fork. I had a client that was 9 months pregnant with twins because they wanted to see my love for Halloween. Like, that's how crazy it got. It was so much fun and it was completely free. If you have a fire pit in your backyard, go have s'mores. If you have a park that's nearby, go do something there. This does not have to cost a lot of money. If you love dogs, go meet your clients at a dog park and go meet up. Just do something that you're passionate about because your clients will feel that. It will create that personal connection. In November, I delivered pies. This was Costco pies. I just kind of gussied them up a little bit with some ribbons and some leaves. And I delivered those to my clients. Susie and I hosted an ice skating event in January at Seven Peaks, and my clients came. And then just this spring, I did a springtime event at Hee Haw Farms in Pleasant Grove. And that was so much fun. So I'm a big face-to-face, see them in person, bring their families and create a memory for them because that will be connected to me. And then we just kind of all get to share in that experience together. And another suggestion I would have is find an agent to partner with. Some of these can be a little bit more expensive if you don't have that free, resource. And so Susie and I have partnered on the ice skating one. We have a couple more coming up. So find an agent or a group of agents you can partner with to help with that cost.
Sid, how many events did you do last year?
I did, let's see, the Halloween and pies, and then I have about 6 this year.
Cool. Awesome.
Oh, and Splash Summits, I guess 3 last year because of KW. So
Sweet. Susie.
Okay, so when I started my real estate business, I didn't want to reach out to everyone I know and say, help me get my real estate business going. And I just never have been like that. I want to bring value and I want to call them with something fun, something we can do. And so I do try to do 3 to 4 a year. So every quarter, I even consider pop buys, like dropping by with things. I consider an event. So I started doing events and it's been awesome for my business. I don't spend money on leads. When I first started, I worked some really cold leads that an agent gave me, and I worked so hard on those leads to close things, and I closed things, but I was like, I think I'll do better working with people I know. And it's more fun when you're working with people you know. And so if you can reach out and say, I'm hosting this event. So here's just, we've got the ice skating up there. We've got Summit Splash. We've got Provo Beach, Top Golf, bowling, Provo Beach, like just whatever. Like Sid said, it doesn't have to be something huge. I went to a class at Family Reunion one year and it was a really good class on events, and they were doing them every month. But what they consider an event could be pop by. It could be offer dog grooming. And when they talked about dog grooming, I'm like, wow, that could get expensive having everybody show up with their pets. And they're like, well, only one person showed up. So it doesn't even matter how many people show up to your events. It's that you got to invite them. And so I consider a success if I got to reach out to them. And well, when I reach out to them and like reaching out multiple times. So yeah, and I have a picture of, maybe I don't see them up there. Well, the ones at the in the middle on the bottom, when I reached out to her and asked how many wristbands she wanted for, that was one of the first ones I came to. It was the carnival. It was when everyone did the carnival here, and they did, she wanted 23 wristbands. And I was like, oh, okay. Like 23 wristbands at $5 or however much it was. But I was like, it's okay. I'm going to give her however many she wants. And I have had multiple people ask for like larger amounts, but I have, between her and all her adult kids that she brought to the event, I've done 5 properties with her. And then I have a picture of someone else that I sent over, but I don't see it, that I did 6. And so just invite, and don't get scared if they do ask for a lot of wristbands, because it really, I mean, if those 2 invitations, I probably made 100,000 on each one, like over that many transactions. So
That's awesome. And it looks like, Susie, too, you don't have to be hundreds of people at your events.
Oh,
Looks like
yeah.
You do micro or smaller events.
yeah, it's like Sid said, just do something. There's so many things that you could do. Pick what you're passionate about. And I put a picture on the bottom left, citrus pear. You see Amber there. I was so tired of trying to make meals and figure it out. And every woman out there is having a hard time figuring out how their dinners and stuff. And so citrus pears is just at Macy's. You sign up for your date and you pick how many meals you're going to make. And they're all crock pot and like, I don't know, steam, but you go and you pre-make however many meals you sign up for. And so I considered that an event. Half of my neighborhood was like neighbors and people that I want to share my time with. So really, do anything. There's so many things that you can do, and it doesn't have to be expensive.
Awesome. Josh, did you have a thought on that? For Kaiten?
I have a comment, but I don't want to interrupt somebody. So we're just going down the line, right?
Okay,
You go.
perfect.
Yeah.
So Red Sign, we did 6 large scale events last year, and we had, in addition to that, 2 or 3 charity focused events. And so just going off, if you don't have a budget, our charity events that we do get so much engagement from our clients because we're giving back to our local community. So for example, we partnered with Orem Foster Care and we just donated backpacks. So our clients got to come to our office, drop off backpacks, and then also got to help hand them out to the foster kids. So that one's a great one. There's lots of awesome charity organizations around here that you can partner with. But just reiterating what everyone's saying, like the value and the money is in the touches leading up and curated pre-event and post-event. And I think that's where a lot of people, they focus so heavily on the event itself. And so you lose out on that money. So I think that's just super important. Our Easter egg event is our largest event. We had roughly 3,000 people this year. And that is one of our most expensive events, but you've got to start somewhere. So we started on a small scale and it's just led up to this because we've been doing it for 10 years. Then we do a pumpkin patch. We do one in Utah County and one in Salt Lake County. And then we also do same thing, Pictures with Santa. We did Utah County and Salt Lake County to make sure we're covering all of our agent spaces.
It's awesome.
Can I emphasize 2 things that were said by these ladies who are all extremely wise at this? First one, Kaiten just mentioned budget. I hope all of you are budgeting your income from your deals to include marketing. Because if you're not, that's why it feels expensive, because you're not putting aside money to do this with. Does that make sense? Some of you will feel like, oh, $2,000 for an event in a whole year. Like sometimes that feels like a lot of money, but if you're making 60 grand, 2 of that should be set aside, or well, more than that, right? It's 10% is average, or 9 or something like that. But
Where are they finding those numbers from?
look in the MREA, but the MREA will tell you pretty much 9%. So just plan on 9-ish, right? Do you agree with me? 9?
Yeah.
9? Yep. Okay. Plan on 9. 9% of all your income. And then the other thing is turn your hobbies into your events, right? So they said do things that you're passionate about, but I want to clarify that a little bit. Turn your hobbies into your events. Some of you are really good golfers. Some of you are really good pickleball, right? Like we had Ari, who was just in this brokerage, who does huge things, and you're like okay at it, right? Like I'm just kidding. But I host a class, right? Like seminars and events is what the 7 levels of communication. But like I'm really into disc golf. I held a disc golf tournament, right? Kevin, help stand up. Look at us. Yeah, there he is. Kevin just held for his SOI a StarCraft party because he thinks he's good at StarCraft, but we all know anybody in this brokerage can beat him at it. But things like that, right? Like you all have hobbies and things that you're really passionate about. Turn that into your events. You don't have to spend $2,000. You can spend $100 for my disc golf tournament. I went to a park because it's free and I gave away a disc to the top 3 players that won in the tournament, right? That was $100, right? It doesn't have to be this huge ordeal for you.
That's great. What would you say are some successful steps to take leading up to your events to make sure that they're actually a success?
I feel like for us, we have a very distinctive timeline of touches that I've broken down, and it starts off with 2 months prior to the event. So I have all these checklist items of what our agents are going to be doing, what I'm going to be doing on their behalf, and making sure that all those are executed. I think. Yeah,
Will you
this is
send this to
actually
me?
If anyone wants this, I'm more than happy to send it. I also have a bunch of other spreadsheets with different things, but this is what I've created to make sure, depending on if it's a fixed cost event or if it's a variable event, we have a bunch of different things. And this just makes sure that, again, we're optimizing on the touches that are happening to the event, because that's where we see our success. For example, for our Easter event, Clay Winder actually just mass text his database and he got a $2 million buyer out of it that he wasn't working with regardless. They didn't show up to the event, but just that name recognition. Oh, I got a text from him. I need to buy real estate. So just things like that you want to make sure that you have a very distinctive timeline so you can optimize your event.
Josh, you want to talk about this piece?
Oh yeah, sure. Is that able to click on? Can you click on register? No, that's okay. So I love using systems to make people sign up because then I can just collect all their info, right? I'm just data mining from people. That's my excuse. If I'm gonna spend $6 on you to go get a pumpkin, I want everything I can get out of you. I want your name, your address, your credit card information. Just kidding. But use events as an opportunity to get information so you can have more abilities to touch your database, right? Get that email that you were missing or that phone number that you were missing or the address that you were missing. And then I also like to ask questions in every single registration, and all these are required. They can't sign up for my events. I'm not going to spend money on them unless I get something out of it as well. And so the question that we're asking right now actually came from Angie Fisher. Is Angie here? Is she gone? No, she's gone. Oh, she's in Cancun. Oh, lucky duck. Why didn't she bring us as an event? Just kidding. Oh, okay, nice. So join Angie's team. No, so I forgot. Dang it, I lost my train of thought. Question, thank you. Okay, so Angie gave us these great questions. I love this. So it asks, are you interested in selling your home? Or no, what does it say? Oh gosh, it's like, would you like a CMA? Something along those lines. I can give you the exact wordage, but it's like, would you like are you interested in selling your home? And then it has 4 answers, and the answers are, yes, I'm interested. I need to do it ASAP. Yes, I'm interested, but I don't really care to sell. I just want to know what it's worth. Or yes, I'm interested. I need to sell 6 to 18 months. Or no, but thank you, kind of thing. Does that make sense? And they have to click one of those answers. And would you like an evaluation? Okay, perfect. Yeah. And they have to click one of those answers. And you'd be surprised at how many times we get referrals and or closings just from that one required question that we put on every single sign up. Every single time we have something that has to do with real estate.
I would say for the events too is don't get discouraged if not a lot of people come. We've kind of hit on this a little bit. So for the ice skating event, I think I had maybe 5 or 6 families, about 20 people total for all the families. One of those families I hadn't seen in about 6 months. They'd closed on a home. They came a month later, they referred me, and now we're closing next week on a family they referred me to. It just takes one. I don't care if one person shows up to the event because I've sent out that invite to all of my clientele and I did get text back. Thank you so much. This looks like fun. We're not able to make it. It's just that touch. They're going to just appreciate you inviting them. So don't get discouraged if you don't have those big numbers. The event's going to grow over time. It could be something that becomes a tradition for your clients. So just reach out and invite. I like the mass text. There's a program I use that makes it very personal. It comes from me. It's called, anyway. So it's called Reach. And Josh, and so anyway, that's how I like to reach out. Okay, no pun intended, but it comes from my number and then they can respond back directly to me and include a little graphic in there. So that's how I like to reach out because then I can get that immediate response. So don't be discouraged. I never really know how many are going to come. Sometimes I don't make them RSVP just because I know it's like 10 more clicks for them to do so. We do have an event coming up where we will need that because it's a movie night and there's going to be limited space. But for the most part, I just want to make it really casual and friendly. I don't put really like, I'll put a client, like the title client appreciation, but I don't like to push so much that it's about my business. I want it to be about them. And in return, I'll get business from them. So I really, even the Christmas cards I send out, it's nothing about real estate, it's just my family. And so I just really want to make it personal with them that I'm their friend first and then their real estate agent.
Awesome. What I would like to do is just in closing, just the one thing that you feel like one piece of advice that you'd give to those who want to either amplify their event process that they already do, or those who aren't doing events and want to start doing them. What's the one piece of advice you'd give them?
Really, the biggest thing for us is organization. Since we've been doing events for the past 10 years, we've learned after each event what worked, what didn't. So keeping notes, so I have a spreadsheet for each event that I do with that timeline of checklist. And then after the event, I'm going in and immediately putting in, okay, what was a success? What didn't work? How can we change this for next year? So that's just really helped me know, okay, I need to book the venue this far in advance. I need to do X, Y, and Z. So I feel like organization is key for us.
Okay, I'm going to keep mine really short. I'm not as systematized as these guys, but I do reach out and I do events. And so my advice is just do them. It's worth every penny. Do events. It is worth it. You'll get business.
You don't have anything? Oh.
I'll make it good.
I kind of feel the same way. I feel like I've said, but can I do two things?
Are you using Sid's lifeline?
I'm going to use SIDS. Just kidding. No, I would say use events as an excuse to data mine. I know that sounds terrible, but use an excuse to fill out and make your database more robust. Okay. And then the other thing is turn your hobbies into events. I think if you're having fun there as well, if it's your people with you there doing your thing, then that bond happens, and then you're more than just a real estate agent. You're also their friend, and then they wouldn't go anywhere.
I think that's, yeah.
That's what Sid would say.
Awesome. Give them a hand. We'll end with this. I can tell you that it's so important to realize that we're in the people business. You are in the relationship building business. And so we go back to that initial slide that we showed, it's just understanding the impact of your communication efforts and the way that you can get into more rapport with the people that you care about is by doing events and seminars. And so highly encouraged to have that on your game plan for this year and use some of these that they shared to get ahead and build more leverage in your business. So thank you all. We appreciate you. We have lunch in the back, and have a great week.